Hi guys, welcome. If you're new here, hi, hello. I'm the stylish millennial, aka Gunner. If you're not new, hey, how you doing? You look good. How you mom and them? Awesome. Okay, today I'm talking about some of the best fashion tips or style tips that I have given or received over the last several years. The last few videos have been more focused on trends and what's coming down the runway and how to make it wearable, but there are some timeless pieces of information that sometimes just kind of get lost in all of our trend focused stuff. So I want to give 8 tips that I think will be very useful to you, as well as one hot take that's probably not going to be popular. If you want to hear about it, stay tuned, but let's go ahead and get into it. First style/fashion tip is alter ill-fitting clothes. I'm hobbit-sized, all right? The likelihood I'm going to find something fresh off the rack that fits me impeccably is possible but improbable. This is where having a tailor comes in clutch. My blazers that fit me well in the shoulders, they're nipped through the sides so they look nice and well structured. It's a good quality material, but the sleeves are a little too long. Take them to the dry cleaners, have them shortened. That is not a big deal. Pants too long? Always. Again, dry cleaners, have them altered. The pants, the trousers you have, the jeans you have, they fit well everywhere. They look nice in the thighs. Maybe your hems aren't too long, but that waist is just a bit too big. Take them to the dry cleaners, have them altered. There are pieces that are so close to being perfect that if you spend that extra 20, it's an absolute game changer. It will blow your mind and make that, maybe mid-tier, maybe even low tier, low cost, I should say, budget friendly piece look like it was absolutely made for your body from start to finish. So, tip number 1 is alter ill fitting clothes. All right, tip number 2 is be aware of your underwear. Yes, I did that on purpose. No, I'm not sorry. Our undergarments we don't always think about, but you're building a foundation on these pieces. If the foundation's sloppy, I don't care how expensive or well cut the clothes are, they're not going to sit right. That means make sure you have a bra that fits the girls. There's no ignore this. This is like a different situation, but there's no excess spillage. It's smoothing on the back. The straps aren't digging in and creating bulges. The cups aren't gapping. When it comes to the undies, what kind of material is it? Are the seams lying flat? Are they a little raised so sometimes it looks like they roll and they're more visible? VPL is still a thing. Yes, we're in the 21st century and I can still go out to the stores and see it. It's tragic, I know. But are we getting flat seams? Are we getting breathable materials so they, aren't causing any issues? Are they the right size? Small side tangent here. This happened probably about 4 or 5 years ago. My mother she put on a pair, she was here at the house. She put on a pair of underwear. They were clearly 3 sizes too big. Looked like they were sneezing in the butt, excess material everywhere. And then she would have to shimmy and pull at stuff throughout the day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on with these pants. I was like, it's not the pants. Why are you wearing these? These clearly don't fit. It's going to make your clothes not sit right. You're going to tug and pull at them all day because that base is not the way it needs to be. So make sure they're the proper fit, they're the proper size. That's going to be not the tag, but based on your actual measurements, because you should always know your measurements. That will never change. I probably should have made that one of the fashion tips, but I didn't. But okay, 2.A, subset A, always know your measurements. That's an additional one for you. But so proper fit, breathability, color. I'm not one who's going to tell you, oh yeah, just have all classic colors so they can go with everything. No, I like prints, I like patterns, I like fun. It makes you feel good. It's like a small little bit of self-care before you get started with your day. So absolutely have fun with your undies. Don't be dirty. Just like you don't have to go with something that looks like a boat cover and it's in this weird oatmeal type color. Like you can add pops into it. Be aware of what you're wearing though. Do not put white under white. You would think, oh, that's great. White bra goes under a white top. No muss, no fuss. Tons of muss, so much fuss. What will typically happen is if you wear that white on white, more than anything, your skin is going to contrast with the color of the bra, and it's going to highlight the fact that you're wearing a white bra under a white shirt because your skin isn't blending with anything. Try and find something that's as close as possible to your natural skin color. The undergarments are going to kind of disappear into your skin, and you're not going to have that stark delineation between skin, undergarments, and shirt or pants. You're just going to have it's going to seem seamless. Maybe feel like it's a little bit sheer with a little bit of skin, and then your actual pants or blouse. So color, fit, breathability, all of those need to be taken into consideration when you're thinking about your undergarments. Style tip number 3 is don't forget about grooming. So often we think that hygiene entails, oh, my breath could strip the paint off a car. I've got an eye crispy the size of a walnut. Yes, those factor into it, but also split ends are noticeable. Your edges are grown out. Nail polish chipped all to hell. Things like that. Oh, shoes being scuffed. I'm working on this one. I've got like 3 pairs that I actually need to wash. It's on my to-do list this weekend. Don't judge. But simple things like that, those go into grooming. You can be dressed in head to toe Balenciaga, but if your nail polish is chipped and your split ends are visible, it's going to throw off the look. Take 15-20 minutes and put on a restorative hair mask for the ends, edges, hair gel. Don't judge me. It's the end of a long day. It's the end of a long work day. The gel has worn off today. Don't judge. Give me grace. But this is what I'm talking about. This is like after hours. Did you gel your edges? If the nail polish is chipped, not a big deal. Just get some of the travel wipes, their nail polish, and individual wipes while you're waiting for your car to warm up in the morning or before you go into work. I keep a couple of those thrown in my purse. So if I notice, nails are looking a little tattered, I would just rather have clean, bare nails than colors that's chipped and highly noticeable. So keep some of those acetone nail polish remover wipes in your purse at the ready. If you don't have time to touch up the nail polish in the morning, understandable. Keep some of those wipes. Go ahead, wipe those off. Just clean, bare nails all together. And then when you have time, you can go ahead and get your nails done or apply a new coat of polish and what have you. Again, as someone who, my hair takes a little more maintenance than just a hair mask, get your appointment scheduled. I know it's rough sometimes if you're in a new city and you're trying to find someone, but do what you can. Hair systems. In my family, we call them hair systems. Others call them a unit. It's a wig. Get a wig. Get something that will carry you through a week or two until you can get into the stylist, so you at least have something that has you looking together, and it will buy you a little more time, basically. So, yes, grooming, halitosis, not okay. Eye crispies, be gone. Other things such as nail polish that's chipped, split ends that are really frayed, put it up in a classic bun. Can't go wrong with that. And then nobody knows about your ends. Simple things like that, they go a long way in making the rest of your outfit look pulled together. So that's tip number 3. Don't forget about grooming. Okay, tip number 4 is tell a story with your style. We often forget about this because sometimes we might focus more on trends or focus strictly on silhouette and colors, but style should be one, fun, and two, expressive. What are you trying to express? What are you trying to tell? Take the opportunity to share things about yourself. If you have a piece of jewelry you bought on your first international trip, you have a cape, a piece of clothing that you bought on your first post divorce trip by yourself, your first solo or girls only trip, you have a piece, a legacy piece, something that's was passed down from your grandfather to your brother, something that you love that looks great on all of you, but it has that sense of a history there. Find ways to incorporate that into your everyday style because when you have that energy, you're going to want to share it. You're going to look and feel more confident. You're going to wear it more often. It's going to feel sustainable. And because we don't want a ton of like throwaway pieces, we want things that are actually built to last and therefore can garner more stories behind it. See how that works? We want to bring those in and make them part of our normal rotation. So, next tip, tip number 4, I think this is, yeah, tip number 4, tell a story with your style. Tip number 5, don't forget to juxtapose your pieces. One of the first things I think of is like leather and lace or denim and lace kind of combo. You want a sturdier fabric with a more delicate fabric. A turtleneck maxi dress, that's something that seems like, it's covering you head to toe. Nothing really exposed about it, very conservative. But what about when most of the dress is mesh or sheer? That's one of the big trends, especially for spring and summer, of course. You want lightweight pieces when the weather's warm, but you've got something that's high necked, goes down mid calf or ankle length, but 80% of it is sheer. That's a juxtaposition. You have a long sleeve high neck top. This is actually a bodysuit. Don't know if you could tell, but yeah, sheer. You would think it would be a little more conservative, but it's not. As I said, denim, lace, sturdy and delicate fabrics, um, tulle and leather. That's also a super cute combination that I see a lot. We want to create balance but interest, and a great way to do that is by the juxtaposition of fabrics as well as styles. So think of a mini dress under a trench coat. That one is that song. It's an old song. So if you're an old person like me, you'll recognize it. It's a song by Cake called Short Skirt, Long Jacket. Funky little song from like the 90s. Great outfit pairing. Short skirt, long jacket. If you've got a skirt that stops above the knees, pair it with a trench coat. If you have a crop jacket, wear it with that ankle length maxi dress. Don't be afraid to play with different proportions that contrast because it draws the eye in and creates more interest in the outfit and goes back to telling a story with your style. See how all this works? Tip number 6, don't save your special clothes. So many of us, and I'm certainly guilty of this from time to time, we have occasion wear. Oh, well, I'm wearing that for such and such. When this comes around, I've got probably 3, 5 pieces where I say I'm going to wear those when I go on a date. I've had them since 2017. I don't want to talk about it. But pieces like those, find a way to wear them now. If you found a gorgeous sequin skirt that you first originally wore for New Year's Eve or a special birthday, find a way to work it into your office wear. Can you pair it with a button-down blouse? Can you wear it with a t-shirt and, some white Stan Smiths or something like that? A pair of platforms for the summer. How can you wear that now? A favorite dress, maybe? If it's not too revealing on top, throw a blazer over it and wear it to the office. If your place is anything like mine, it's cold enough to hang meat even in the summer. Do you have a faux fur jacket that's still easy to move in? Find a way to wear that day to day and use that instead of like a cardigan. Wear that as your office jacket. Find ways to bring the special into the everyday. If you've been blessed to see another day, it is special. We don't often treat it that way, but we need to. So go ahead and start with your clothes. Don't save special pieces. Wear them here and now. Okay, style/fashion tip number 7. Effortless is not the same as zero effort. I hear so many women say, oh, I just want to look cool and kind of put together and effortless. It takes a lot of damn work to look effortless. Zero effort that says, I don't really care, you should like me for me. Earlier, when I talked about the eye crispy, the size of a walnut, halitosis that's absolutely curling your nose hairs, that's zero effort. That's not okay. When I get that way, it's either first thing in the morning or I'm in the grip of a mental health episode, and that's not being funny. Like I'm super depressed and someone, should be concerned. Zero effort means I don't care, but you should care. You should care how you show up, if not for the world, at least for yourself. You're not selling yourself short. And this idea of people should like me for me. They don't know you yet. They don't know that you're awesome, amazing, speak 3 different languages, and know how to make tiramisu from scratch. They're going based on the story you're telling with your style and how you present yourself. If you're showing up with a walnut-sized eye crispy, clothes that are stretched out, hems are frayed, they're not going to take the time to know about your homemade tiramisu. They're going to be concerned about your mental health. So effortless means you've taken the time to be intentional about what's in your closet, curate your wardrobe, come up with a color palette that speaks to you, that the colors are interchangeable. So when you do grab a top, a bottom, and jump in a pair of shoes, they all coordinate. That takes work. That takes time on the front end. You can spend the time on the front end to have everything that, coordinates, or you can do it on the back end where you're constantly scrambling to try and find something that fits you, find something that looks good, running to the stores after work or midday trying to find something because you don't have your closet already together. Effortless. Effortless style is a myth. It takes work, but once you put in that little bit of time and money investment, it's a game changer. And you don't have to do it a whole lot after that. It's just maintenance. So that next tip, effortless style and zero effort are not the same. You should care about how you look and how you present yourself. Tip number 8 is fashion won't save you. As someone who, does this for enjoyment and as a potential career, that sounds weird to say, but it won't. Chasing fashion, chasing trends, always trying to see what the latest designer is coming out with. When's the next runway show? When's the next fashion week? What's the latest and greatest? What's the new it fashion house? What's the new it brand? That leaves you broke. It leaves you exhausted. It leaves you distracted. You're so busy trying to see what's new, what's out there, what you should be wearing, and what the tastemakers are talking about. You don't take time to actually slow down and know who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and what fits you and what story you want to tell. Fashion is great. Fashion is wonderful. I love seeing some of the runway shows because honestly, to me, half of it not wearable. That's just for my particular lifestyle, not yours. You may see, Balenciaga's spring summer line and say, oh yeah, the shoes, the angular shoes with the ruffled socks and the alien shaped dress. That's my jam. Can't wait to wear it Monday. I'm not wearing that on Monday, but it's just me. Fashion is only a point. It's your creativity, it's your imagination at play, as well it should be. But if you only stay there and just what's possible, you never actually put it into practice. And then it just stays in your head. It stays on a pad. It stays on your Pinterest board. You never take the time to actually try it out and say, yes, this resonates, or No, it doesn't, or it resonates ish. How can I really flesh this out and make it part of who I am? Fashion alone won't save you if you're using it to avoid doing the hard work of knowing who you are, what you like, what you don't, and being confident expressing that. Okay, that was tip number 8. I said I was going to give you 8 tips and one unpopular opinion, and this unpopular opinion is going to dovetail off of fashion won't save you. And here's the unpopular opinion. Tip 8, fashion won't save you. Unpopular opinion, style won't either. I know. You're like, so what's going to save us? Jesus, we get that. Here's what I mean. If fashion alone isn't the answer, style alone also isn't the answer. And I'm going to go ahead and use personal experience from this. I was bored. I noticed like the last few months I've been kind of bored with my clothing. I was like, okay, well, remix it, find different ways to wear it as I normally do. But it still felt just kind of, very bland, very unseasoned. It's like, what is going on here? Is this me? I'm just getting kind of stir crazy, maybe, possibly. And I realized all these, kind of go with my style, but I hadn't updated anything really in the last couple of years. Everything, it didn't feel dated, but it certainly didn't feel fresh. Style can quite often leave out fashion. You get so focused on silhouettes, color stories, what should I wear according to my shape? I'm, I'm bottom heavy. I'm a pear. I'm a spoon. What should I avoid? Oh, these new pieces that are coming out for Balenciaga and Miu Miu, those aren't the cuts I need. When we focus only on style, we have the tendency to get locked into do's and don'ts, the style thou shalt and thou shalt not. Your clothes, your fashion sense, your style should be fun. It shouldn't induce anxiety. It should create a sense of play, a sense of wonder, a sense of drama, definitely confidence. But if you're only focused on style or you're only focused on fashion, you put all of your eggs in one of two baskets and you're not in balance. It's not either or, it's both and. And that was something that really kind of clicked, especially the last couple of months for me, when I realized, yeah, this is a good color palette. This works with me. I've got other colors that are out there that I can wear that I want to try. I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring in some different prints. Oh. Go ahead and play. Find those. Does that mean you have to completely ditch everything? No. If you want to, go for it. I don't recommend it. Unless you're just like, everything in my closet sucks and nothing actually resonates with me. Okay, yeah. Then go ahead and ditch 80% of that. Keep the other 20 that you actually like and wear, and then we can go from there. But as a personal stylist, if you focus only on fashion, again, broke, exhausted, distracted, you're not taking any time to cultivate who you are, what story you want to tell, and what about your personality and your life experiences you want to highlight and push forward. If you're focused only on style, you're going to get caught up on the do's and don'ts and, oh, I can't wear because that doesn't fit me, and oh, that doesn't go with my color palette because of everything else that I've already got curated. It's going to become a list of restrictions rather than that sense of play and excitement that it should be. So, unpopular opinion, style won't save you either. Style only will frequently leave out fashion, and that will get you in a really deep rut just as quickly as focusing only on fashion pieces. All right, that is what I have for you guys this week. Thank you so much for coming for the first time or coming back if you are a subscriber. Also, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will be alerted every time I update every Thursday. So now I want to know, what is a piece of fashion or style advice that you received that you recognize was a game changer and is one of your default pieces of advice that you give to somebody when they want to up their style game. Leave a comment for me. I'd love for us to share, especially if it's some stuff that, I haven't discussed here. Go ahead and tell me. That way we can get a nice little list of recommendations that we can give to people. So we always highlight how awesome and stylish and fabulous we are. That's what I have for you this week. I am Gunnar Matheson, aka the Stylish Millennial, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.